Hi guys, Miss Jill here from the 10 program. Today we're going to talk about some social skills on how to keep friends during social distancing. It's really tricky. It's not like we can go to school and have lunch with them. I bet it's frustrating for some of you who are just starting to make some new friends in high school, and maybe you're a little worried that you might lose those friends. Let's talk about some ways that you can keep those friends. And let's talk about if it's a good idea to get new friends during this time. So first, how do we keep the friends we've already made and the friendships we just started? One way is to log on when we do social skills live on Zoom. You can chat with your friends and teachers can help guide conversations. The things that we'll talk about are things that you have in common, things that you want to learn about from your friends. What are some of the things you can ask your friends? What's their favorite fill in the blank? Movie, book, car, dream job. But it's not enough just to ask the question. Then you have to stop and wait and see their answer. And then you reply. So you give a comeback. So it's a two-way conversation. When you have a conversation with somebody, you need to share the air that you're breathing, right? Which means let them talk a little and then you talk a little. While they're talking, you're listening. You're listening for things you can comment on. For instance, if somebody said to me, Miss Jill, do you like dogs? I would say, I do. I like dogs. I have a dog. Then the other person would say to me, you do. What kind of dog do you have? Well, thanks for asking. I have a Schnauzer. Now, if I just stopped the conversation there, it would be over. But then I might say, do you have a dog? And do you like Schnauzers? That's how you keep the conversation going. So you can do that with any topic, just follow up questions. And I'd like for you guys today to come up with 2 or 3 questions you could ask a friend and then a follow-up question afterwards. Right? And then my next question is it a good idea right now to make new friends? Right now, since you can't meet people in person, it would be probably not a great idea to meet somebody on the internet and consider them your friend. Because remember, to be a friend, you need to meet them in person, and we need to know who they are, where they're from, where they live, who their parents are, who they live with, and they need to know the same about you. It needs to be arranged, and it takes time. Friendship, a best friend doesn't happen overnight. It develops over a long period of time. For instance, it could start with a friend you met at school, and then you start having lunch together. And then maybe down the road, your mom invites them to come over to the house to have lunch at your house. And then maybe one time you go to the movies. Now, if friendship is developing, this could take over months to have a good friend. What's something you should tell a new friend or an old friend? This is review. We talked about this when we did circles. If you have a new friend and they're kind of an acquaintance, we're not going to tell them real personal things. Just kind of, hi, how are you? What kind of book do you read? The closer they move into our circle that we talked about in class the last couple of years that you've been here, is the inner circle is you. The next little circle out is you and your very trusted people. Those are usually your parents, your caregivers, your aunts, your uncles. And then you move out to friends. And when somebody's in your inner circle, those are the people you can tell your innermost things to that you wouldn't tell just an acquaintance, right? We'll talk more about that when we're live, talk about how to keep that going and what you say on the internet. We have to remember that there might be more people in the background listening to what you're saying, so you need to be aware of what you're talking about. And right now, we talked about meeting somebody in person. It's really important.